Welcome to the Friday Spotlight Energy Report for November 5th, 2010. Hosted by Jed Knudsen, Shona Kay, and Chantel Flanders. Here is Shona Kay with this week's major headlines.
Thanks, Jed. The election results in the United States this week are having quite an impact in the energy world. The current administration made clean energy a major part of its platform, but all that may change now as the Republicans have once again gained control of the House of Representatives. The trickle-down effect is already taking place, and it seems as though the president is trying to salvage what he can in regard to the progress that clean energy has made. Republicans have made it quite clear that they plan on re-establishing certain fossil fuels as the major alternative to lessening the country's dependence on foreign oil supplies. Current Republican plans include expanding domestic natural gas and oil production, along with further development of clean coal technologies and an increase in nuclear power plants. Realizing that the Republican agenda is significantly different from that of the Democrats, President Obama has decided to back off on many of the clean energy proposals that have been a major focus for the last 2 years. Instead, he is suggesting that everyone find a common ground, and at the very least move forward in areas that both parties are in agreement. He said, let's go ahead and start making some progress on the things we do agree on, that there might be ways that we can make progress in the short term and invest in technologies in the long term that start giving us the tools to reduce greenhouse gases. Oddly enough, the one bright spot for clean energy comes from a state that is currently governed by a Republican. California voted emphatically to reject Proposition 23. This legislation was a ballot measure designed to suspend the global warming law within California. Ironically, the speech given by Governor Schwarzenegger took shots at the current administration for not moving forward quickly enough in renewable energy, when it is his own party that has openly opposed these measures and continues to support and be supported by big oil. California should have little to worry about moving forward as Governor-elect Brown reigns from the Democratic Party. Iran has reported that after November 10th it can hold talks with a group of 6 world powers regarding its nuclear program. This will be the first discussion within a year and since sanctions were imposed by the European Union and the US. Saeed Jalili, chief nuclear negotiator for Iran, sent a letter to EU Chief of Foreign Policy Catherine Ashton confirming his post-November 10th availability. Ms. Ashton stated, Dr. Jalili is agreeable to begin discussions after November 10th and wants to agree on the time and place. I think this is a very significant move. General Electric is no stranger to renewable energy, but the company has made news headlines this week when it announced that the company would be ordering tens of thousands of electric cars. Over the next 5 years, GE is engaging in a $10 billion expansion of clean energy technology, like wind turbines, solar panels, and car chargers. The company estimates it will receive revenue of 10 cents for every dollar in electric vehicle sales. GE salespeople will drive the electric vehicles. The company may also lease the vehicles through its GE Capital Finance division. Now over to Jed for our top energy news stories in the United States.
Thanks, Shona. The United States military continues to support clean energy. The U.S. Army recently announced that design and renovation plans for permanent Army buildings within the U.S. and overseas will need to meet sustainable standards. The projects must incorporate the design and development regulations detailed in the American Society of Heating, Refrigeration, and Air Conditioning Engineers, Standard 189.1. Standard 189.1 also includes provisions for energy and water efficiency, as well as stormwater management, designed to reduce the building's environmental impact. Buildings will have features like solar water heating, advanced metering, and cool roofs. New Mexico seems to be paying little attention to recent election results and the swing toward Republican energy agendas. As the president is seemingly ready to abandon a countrywide cap and trade program, New Mexico has decided to move forward with its own. The program is designed to regulate approximately 63 large industrial sources, but will not become effective unless other Canadian provinces or U.S. states adopt similar programs. New Mexico will not clearly have to rely on individual state support, as a national program is very unlikely. The much-discussed first Wind IPO never made it to Wall Street last week, as the company and its underwriters could never come to terms for the actual price. The company had wanted an initial offering in the $24 to $26 range. The price was then lowered to $18 to $20 per share to attract more investor interest. But during final negotiations, the underwriters would apparently not match it. First Wind CEO Paul Gaynor stated, "While we received significant interest from potential investors during the marketing of our IPO, the terms that the IPO market was seeking at this time were not attractive to the company." Green energy has now penetrated the mobile phone market, as Samsung Mobile and AT&T recently announced the forthcoming eco-friendly Samsung Evergreen phone. The Evergreen is constructed with 70% recycled post-consumer plastics. The charger used to power the device is ENERGY STAR 2.0 certified. It features energy efficiency just shy of 75% and standby power loss lower than 0.03 watts. For each Evergreen sold, a $1 donation will be made by Samsung Mobile to a maximum of $100,000 donation to the Cell Phones for Soldiers nonprofit group. Now over to Chantel with more energy news from around the world.
Thanks, Jed. The European Union carbon dioxide allowance supply will be increased by a UK auction. German power prices are weighing on demand. These two things combined may cause EU carbon allowances to drop 2.7%. Clemens Tommelschammer is one of the Bloomberg New Energy finance analysts predicting the decline. He stated EU allowances are realigning with the German power market, which has seen a drop in margins along with power prices due to weak demand. BP posted its third quarter earnings this past week. Investors had hoped the $32.2 billion hit posted in the second quarter would mark the end of the financial repercussions from the Gulf of Mexico spill, but another $7.7 billion was posted for this quarter. This latest charge was attributed to delays in completion of the relief well. In BP's words, these delays were due to adverse weather and the necessity to stop drilling during certain operations being conducted on the MC-252 well. Work on the relief well continued for approximately 1 month longer than anticipated. We are going to wrap things up this week with a new feature here at World Energy Media. While we obviously strive to provide you with the latest news, we will now also feature an energy-saving tip from time to time. This week's tip is about home heating. When it comes to heating homes, heat stored in the ground represents an alternative to both electricity and natural gas. The natural ground heat flow can be used to replenish heat supplies, or it can be accomplished through heat deliberately injected during the summer. The latter method quadruples the quantity of heat for extraction. In addition, since ground temperature is raised, less power is required to drive heat pumps delivering the heat. Coupled with a solar PV array, this system will reduce a home's net energy consumption to zero. A correctly oriented solar array provides 2 times more electricity than is required by heat pumps. Enough energy is left over to meet the other electricity requirements of the home, as well as power a mid-sized electric car. Though homes will not be able to go off the grid, the only power needed from the grid will be required at night. The monetary return on such a system provides homeowners with a nice profit. That is your energy news for this week. For more headlines, visit us at worldenergymedia.com. This is Chantel Flanders for Jed Knutson and Shona Kay here at World Energy Media. Thanks for watching and have a great day.